I don't know what is happening to this live session, why it is getting interrupted. So let me try it again. Okay, this is the third attempt to solve this question on live. So the question, I already solved this question, but there was some confusion among the among the people. How did I evaluated or found out the equilibrium price after the imposition of per unit tax? Okay, so I just want to solve this question again to clarify the factors. So the question is the impact of the per unit tax on the equilibrium price. So we have the demand function, that is quantity demanded is equal to 300 minus 5p. Q is the quantity, p denotes the market price. This is our demand function. Also we have the supply function, that is Q is equal to 200 plus 15p, which is our supply function. Now a per unit tax of $2 is being imposed on the producers, and we need to find out what we call the impact of this per unit tax on the equilibrium price, and how much consumers pay the price and how much producers receive. Okay, so for that, let me try to draw this graph here. Okay, a rough graph here rather. So let us suppose we have a smooth graph. We have quantity on the horizontal axis, price on the vertical axis. Okay, we have this demand function, and let's draw it. It is a downward sloping demand function because the a negative relationship between quantity demanded and price. You know this thing, I don't need to explain it further. This is our demand function. Also we have the supply function, where we have a positive relationship between quantity supplied and price. So it will be an upward sloping supply function. And let me try to draw it here. Let us suppose this is our supply function. The question asks us, what will be the impact of per unit tax of $2 on the equilibrium price? Okay, so earlier I solved this question, but there was some confusion. How did I arrive at the result? So I just want to clear here. Okay, having said that, so what will be our first step? We will solve the initial equilibrium attained without the imposition of per unit tax. So we will equate the demand with supply. Okay, so before the imposition of tax, what will be the equilibrium quantity and equilibrium price? So equating demand with supply, this is demand function, this is supply function. LHS is same, we can equate the RHS. That means 300 minus 5p will be equal to 200 plus 15p. Okay, solving for p, so we will get, we have 300 minus 200 is equal to 15p plus 5p. Okay, transposing the terms, so we get 20p is equal to 100, dividing both sides by 20, so price will be initially equal to $5. So initial equilibrium price is $5. So if I draw it like this, so initially the market equilibrium price is $5. And what is the quantity demanded and supplied at that very price? So plug p is equal to 5 either in demand or supply function. Let's plug it into the demand function. So initial quantity demanded will be equal to 300 minus 5 times the equilibrium price, which is 5. So 300 minus 25 is 1. So it will be in fact equal to so it is 275 here, 275. Okay, I am here really weak in doing the calculation. So before the imposition of tax, quantity demanded or supplied is 275 units and equilibrium price is 5. Now what is happening here? So the government imposes a per unit tax of $2 on the producers. What will be the impact of this very this very tax? Now it is pretty simple. what will this per unit tax do? Tax will affect the supply side of the market. It will increase the cost of production for the sellers, thereby shifting the supply curve upward by the amount of tax. In other words, we can say that any tax levied on producers, just increases the marginal cost per unit, because we know that supply function is in fact the marginal cost function. So when a per unit tax is being imposed on the producers, their marginal cost will increase. Okay, in fact, profits will decrease, also their marginal cost will increase. So supply curve will shift upwards by the amount of tax. Having said that, now what will be the price that the suppliers will receive? That will be equal to the market price. Okay, initial market price minus the amount of tax. Okay, per unit. Simple thing is, so if initial market price is $5, when government imposes a price as per unit tax of $2, they will receive a price less than the equilibrium price. Okay, because their marginal cost has increased. That means this supply curve will shift by the amount of tax. Now what will be the new supply function then? So new supply function will be, so q, let us denote it by q superscript n. New supply function will be equal to the initial supply, that is 200 plus 15. Okay, now what will be the price that they will receive? They will receive the market price. From that we will subtract the per unit tax. This will be the new supply function. Why? Because imposition of per unit tax will increase their marginal cost of production. So new supply function will be 200 plus 15p minus so what is the per unit tax? It is $2, so we have minus 30 here. So new supply function will be equal to, so we have 175 plus 15p. This is our new supply function. So it will shift upwards by the amount of tax. So let us suppose this is our new supply function after tax. Okay, now what will happen here? Now we need to find out the new equilibrium here. In fact, it is not equilibrium here. Only supply function is shifting in upward direction here. So market will not be at equilibrium at this point, so I will not go into that very detail this time. So what will be the new price and quantity at this point? So we equate the initial, because demand curve has not changed, so we equate the demand curve and the new supply function. So we equate the demand function with new supply function. Okay, as superscript n. So demand initially is 300 minus 5p, and we equated with the new supply function, which is 175 plus 15p. Okay, now solving for price, when we solve it, so we have 20p is equal to so we have 300 minus 175 shamat guna 300 minus 175, so it will be 20p is equal to, it will be 5 now one is at the 125. Okay, I hope I have done the calculation right. So it will be 125. So new price will be equal to 125 upon 20. Okay, so so the azan is going this time. I cannot explain it further this time, so this confusion remains as it is. I cannot complete it this time, so see you in the next video. It is in fact incomplete this time again. See you in next video.